Hey guys, and welcome to my first sewing video. I didn't actually think I'd do this, but I just thought I've been sewing so many objects over Christmas break, I should just do a video on it, and share the joy. So, all these different things that I'm making are coming from this book called So Many Treats. Ha! Get it? Because it's so many treats, but also so many treats. You're so funny, book. Anyway, this book is nice because not only does it show you how to make all these little keychain things, but also it comes with the materials you need to make them. I was not sponsored by this, by the way, at all, but I just thought it's a cool product, so you can get the book if you want. Also, I'm just using it as a guideline. You do not need it for any of these sewing things. Alright, let's get started. For this project, you will need tan floss and black floss, various colors of felt, and eyes, either pre-cut or made yourself, and a needle. Be very careful with needles, they're very sharp, very dangerous. Go slow and steady wins the race. You may also want a ribbon to attach to your beautiful delicacy. Alright, let's get started. You might also need a pen. I forgot to say that. For the first step, all you're gonna do is cut out circles of tan floss. 2 to be exact. And you can do this in any way you want. I actually have a pattern here because I bought the booklet, but if you don't have the booklet, just print out yourself or figure out another way to do it. I'm just gonna place the circle at the edge of your fabric and then use my pen to trace the circle. So it's okay if you get pen on your felt. This is now considered the wrong side. Keep that in mind. Then, cut it out. You need scissors. I'm so professional, guys. I totally did not forget that at all. Now that you have your 2 circles, it's time to decorate. I have here pre-cut eyes, but you can cut out your own eyes. Well, not literally, like, don't cut your own eyes out with scissors. That would be a bad idea. Now you're gonna take your 2 eyes and place them near the center of your circle. You want them at least away from the edges. You can place them on top or bottom, but at least away from the edges. It's time for our first sew. Now, cut out your length of black thread, wire, or floss. Take your thread and your needle and place your thread into the hole of your needle. And this may be considered one of the hard parts. It may take a couple of tries, but eventually you'll get it. As you can see, I'm messing up a little bit here. Got it. Next, what you're gonna do is tie a starting knot. Now, this may sound intimidating, and it may look intimidating, but trust me, this is easy. All you have to do is take your index and thumb and surround your thread and bring your fingers all the way to the end of your thread. And then take that thread and bring it behind your needle. So you're gonna have 2 threads behind your needle, like this. And then all you're gonna do is take the thread that's attached to your needle and wrap your needle 3-4 times. And then place that under your thumb. And after that, wiggle your needle and pull a little bit. To avoid any small knots and not big knots, hold tight at your knot, at the top of your knot, and pull with your nail. Take the right side of your fabric, meaning the side without the marker on it, and place your eyes on the fabric. Just like that. Now take your needle and start from your back, go through your eye, then go through the other eye. Lastly, all we're gonna do is tie the finishing knot. And this is not hard, we've already done this. All you're gonna do is place your needle through your fabric so that it comes out through the back. Do not place it so it comes out through the front. Just place it in between, like a sandwich, in between the layers so that it's not through the front, but it's still actually underneath the fabric. And then take the start of your wire, the wire that's coming out of the fabric, and loop your needle once, twice, 3 times, and then push your needle through the hole and pull. And then cut off the remaining thread. And there you go, you now have your eyes. Next, what we're gonna do is make a mouth. So tie your knot, and then place your needle up through the fabric where your mouth is gonna start, and back down close to that knot. Now what we're gonna do is something a little different. What you're gonna do is place your needle through the fabric again, a little bit away from where you just sewed your other thread, and then bring your needle back into where your sewing is. And this is called a back stitch. It will create a mouth sort of connected feel. Just do that until you make a mouth. Now you have the eyes and mouth. Next, what we're gonna do is make some chocolate chips. Take your black felt or your dark brown felt and cut a little bit of it. Now we're just gonna cut little shapes that could be chocolate chips. If you want, you can also add white to your eyes, but I'm not going to because I'm lazy. Then attach all your chocolate chips using an X formation.
Oh, this is why you don't do what I'm doing, because you can't tie a knot otherwise, because you have to loop around it. Yikes, that was not smart. Tips on tips on avoiding stepping on needles. Number 1, do not step up. Do not get up from your chair to find your needle. Instead, look around first and make sure where you're stepping, there's no needle. Found it. Don't let that happen to you. It's bad. Needles are bad.
Just to get a little bit more of a close-up on how to tie your needle, take your wire coming out from the fabric and just loop it around the needle and pull your needle. And there you go. Now it's time to assemble. Place your cookie on top of your other cookie piece and make sure that the wrong sides are facing inwards so that the pretty sides are on the outside.
You're gonna get really used to tying starting knots because you have to do it for every single thing you do. So, if you're not used to it now, get used to it.
Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach the two pieces together with what is known as called a whip stitch. Basically, it's a stitch that kind of holds it together like a sandwich, and it's gonna like grip the two pieces together. To start, we're gonna put the thread through the first layer of the cookie to hide the knot. The first layer of the sandwich, not through both layers, but the first layer. This will hide the thread underneath the second layer.
See that? You don't, because you're not supposed to. Oh!
Now what we're gonna do is take our top thread and bring it underneath underneath the entire 2 layers and bring it back up. What this will create is a loop that wraps around the 2 cookies, and you've made your first whip stitch. There you go. Now all you have to do is do that around most of the perimeter. You'll see what I mean. You're going to leave a little bit of space, as I said earlier, to put in some stuffing. I don't know what that motion is. So we're just gonna take a little bit, and you could use spare felt pieces and things. I have stuffing because I bought it. So we're just gonna put in a little bit, because a little bit doesn't a lot. Just gonna stuff it into the cookie, and it's really self-explanatory. You just put it in until it's not too big, not too small. It's just right. It feels like a plushie. Don't overstuff it. If you want, this is where you add a ribbon to attach to your little cookie by doing some straight stitches between the back and the front instead of a whip stitch, because a whip stitch wraps around the ribbon and it looks weird. Finally, finish it off. And you are done! Congratulations! You have made your first chocolate chip sewing cookie. You can add a ring to the ribbon if you want, because that's a cool thing to do. You can attach it to your backpack then. I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial. I know it's something a little new for my channel, but I thought it'd be fun to make. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I just said that. It's B Yoshi signing out. Also, Happy New Year. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.